Welcome to this informational slash mini vlog slash review slash EFS slash whatever you want to call it, man. This video is gonna get very technical. If you don't have a brain capable enough to comprehend what I'm saying, then
kill yourself.
So the Infinity Castle movie is finally releasing worldwide on September 12th, and holy moly, the hype for this movie both internationally and domestically is beyond insane. The number of interests on Book My Show keep rising non-stop. Ever since the early bookings in India opened on 5th September, I've scouted for tickets like crazy. I have monitored every state, every city, every day, every hour, every minute, every second, because the movie tickets are selling like hot pancakes, crossing over 5 lakh tickets during advance bookings and box office collection of around 15 crore Indian rupees from the pre-sales itself. Theaters can't keep up with the insane demand that they had to add midnight and early morning shows in major cities. Mumbai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Kerala, Ahmedabad, Chandigarh, you name the city, they have the movie screening. Even in my city, Ludhiana, they have allocated the biggest theatre screen possible for Infinity Castle alone. However, these theatres are still outdated, with those same old Full HD projectors except one, and the usual basic generic 5.1 surround sound system. But the most important part is the screen aspect ratio. Every single theatre in my area has scope screens, where playing scope content is fine, but playing widescreen content has problems since there is a mismatch in the screen and the content aspect ratio. In that case, one of the two following things can happen. Solution 1. Zoom in and crop out both the top and bottom areas and essentially destroy the director's intended composition. Solution 2. Zoom out and maintain the original composition, but it will result in pillar boxing on the left and right sides. Solution 3. Go to a widescreen theatre where the movie will fit perfectly without any tweaks, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. Such outdated cinema systems in my city won't do justice to what Euphoribal's visuals and sound effects in the movie has to offer. I had planned to visit the PVR Priya IMAX in Delhi and probably title the video as IMAX Paglu visits PVR Priya IMAX. That is something I actually wanted to do because I've never watched a movie in IMAX before. Unfortunately, due to the recent Punjab floods caused by the excessively heavy rainfall, my preferred train for Delhi got cancelled till October. And my entire perfectly, precisely, handcrafted, time-oriented plan for the entire day was thrown right out of the window.
I had a goddamn plan!
But relax, guys. I'm not giving up yet. I always have a backup plan. I may not be going to an IMAX, but I surely am going to the best screen available in the entire Punjab. Right now, I'm recording this on Friday night. I even have my ticket ready for the show time. So, see you guys tomorrow. Now, I'm not gonna cover my entire journey because I'm taking the exact same train that I took for my first vlog, so I'm gonna directly cut to the actual mall. This is the CP67 mall, and I'm only here for one thing, the PXL screen. So let's directly go there. Now here lies all the good stuff. Upon entering, you'll see an almost 60 feet giant curved wide screen on the front. I cannot even cover the entire screen in the recording. In the back we have... Yeah, so here's the thing. For some reason, they did not have the entire auditorium lit up as I was expecting. The PXL logo, the ceiling and surround speakers, everything I wanted to show was pitch black. The only thing I could capture was that one surround subwoofer and the seats. Since what I planned in my mind did not go as I expected, I'll have to use some footage from Shrey Tyagi's video about the same PXL I'm in right now to show what I was talking about. Those are the ceiling speakers by JBL for the Dolby Atmos overhead effects. Along with that, there are two surround subwoofers at the backside. With such high specs, this theatre was designed with the intent of providing an immersive cinematic experience as close to IMAX as possible. Since I don't have much footage to show, let's just proceed to the next part after the movie ends. So I'm back home after watching the movie and I'm so confused right now. I don't know what surprised me the most, the movie or the theatre experience. For the movie, I only have two words in my mind. Now, I'm not a very professional movie reviewer, so my thoughts will be more about the technical side since I'm well knowledgeable about that part. Preferable has well surpassed and exceeded every expectation. They keep setting a new higher level and then surpass it and raise the bar again just to surpass it again in the same movie. The quality entered a whole new realm in the second half, and the final sequence during the end credits was literally a whole new dimension. Pun intended, if you know what I mean. Whether it's the CGI, the VFX, the compositing, the simulation, the sound effects, the background score, everything they have delivered is absolutely peak that has been well worth the wait. Most of the times I could actually understand and simultaneously decode the visual breakdown in my mind, but even then there are some moments that honestly straight up blew up my mind, and that got me thinking, like, how the hell is that even creatively possible? They took the word infinity from Infinity Castle seriously. One last highlight from the movie was Akaza's backstory. Damn, even the devil may cry. Now let's talk about the PXL experience. As a cinematech enthusiast, I have a lot to say. When I entered the auditorium for the first time, I was genuinely shocked to see such a humongously large screen for the first time. It's even larger than most of the IMAXs in Delhi, including the PVR Select City Walk IMAX in Saket. It's not something you can just watch from a YouTube video and then try to estimate the perspective in your mind. You can only understand such a large scale if you actually go there in person. For reference, this is me standing in front of the screen, and this is the actual screen size. That's how huge and immersive it is. When I finally booked my ticket on this exact seat, I was actually worried if I was gonna be too close to the screen. But oh boy, I was so wrong. This was the absolutely perfect seat that I got. My field of view was entirely the gigantic screen alone from the top to bottom. That's it. My face was literally frozen in one place for the entire movie, and I only had to rely on my eyes moving from left to right to follow the movements in the movie. Nothing beats an experience as immersive as the combination of being seated around the center of the theater hosting such a large screen. They had a Barco 4K laser cinema projector for the best picture quality possible on such a large screen, but the movie was actually upscaled 4K and not native 4K, which I understand after seeing such extensive and heavy usage of CGI in the Infinity Castle. You cannot render all that in native 4K without spending years. Despite that, it still looked really impressive and clear. I was really hyped to hear the overhead ceiling speakers and the surround subwoofers in action. But I was only satisfied with one thing. Since the movie has a 5.1 audio mix, I don't think there was any significant usage of the overhead ceiling speakers, but I did hear it playing during the Dolby Atmos intro, so that's fair. The bass on the other hand shook the entire theater. With multiple subwoofers in both the front and the back, every seat was vibrating. I understand now why people have multiple subwoofers in their home theaters. The audience was also great. People only occasionally shouted at a few hype moments, but then everyone instantly went silent to watch the movie. And at the end, everyone clapped their hands. I do know that people who watched the movie in IMAX might have had a superior experience, since IMAX has their own process of remastering and optimizing the content for massively large screens and their custom audio mix for the sound system, which is louder than the usual theaters. But damn, the experience I had at this theater is unforgettable. It stands up to be an potential IMAX. After watching a movie here, my expectations for an actual IMAX experience are even higher now. If I could, I would have definitely loved to visit Hyderabad's Prasad's PCX screen. That shit is almost 100 feet wide. Imagine watching a movie like Infinity Castle here. So the conclusion of this video is, the theater you choose for your movies can either ruin or really enhance your experience. When premium formats like IMAX, PXL, Onyx, PCX, Dolby Cinemas exist, why watch movies in a normal standard theater? Anyways, I'm most likely gonna rewatch this movie again in a local theater. Till then, thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and remember, select a good movie theater.